Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Prospects Live with another excellent 2026 MLB Draft interview. Today, we are with 2026 California outfielder, Mr. Isaiah, call him Zay Hearn. Zay, what's up, man?
How's it going? How's it going?
Dude, it's great. Just finished carving some jack-o'-lanterns with my wife on the back porch with the scary movie going. It's all
Mhm.
vibe. It's all vibes in Tennessee this time of year. I'm curious, man, what you been up to today?
Today nothing much. It was more of a chill day. I did some throwing. I did a little hitting. That was it. The
That's
rest was
awesome, man. That's awesome. So, man, I noticed the hoodie you got on.
Mhm.
I've seen your Instagram. I followed the social. Zay, I got to tell you, you have got a ridiculous level of drip. I am.
Thank you.
It's at another level. I've seen the custom glove with good hot, man. The pinks and the
Uh,
blues just sickening. Some air zooms, man. You've got drip from top to bottom. You've launched your own clothing line,
mhm.
MoneyWay. Check them out on Instagram, MoneyWay, the website. I'm curious, what does style mean to you, and how does that kind of strong sense of confidence in yourself translate to the field?
I'd say style means a lot. Like I've heard a bunch of people say, uh, like look good, play good. I kind of live by that. Like when I feel like I look good, I'm out there. I feel like fly. It boosts my confidence. It makes me play at like a different level.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I think that that's one of the easiest kind of psychological tricks people don't really take advantage in their everyday life. You
Mhm.
look good, you feel good, you're going to project more confidence and be happier and logically do better at whatever you're doing.
Definitely.
Uh, what pro players, whether that's minor league guys or guys in the show, do you see as having good drip?
I'd say Lawrence Butler. He has some good drip. Jazz Chisholm, obviously, he has some good drip too. And I like Jaron Duran. He has some good drip he has like good style, his tattoos, all that, and
Oh
he
yeah.
plays swaggy too.
He is a swaggy player for sure. I think whenever in my brain I picture a swaggy player in the modern game, I always go to Max Clark.
Oh
He and
yeah.
I he and I got to have a really in-depth conversation in Atlanta this past summer about like his full drip set for the futures game, and it was
Mhm.
ridiculous. It was more style than a country bumpkin like myself has ever been introduced to in my life. But
Yeah.
uh, how would you describe, Zay, the difference between who you are on the field and who you are off the field? What's the difference between those guys?
I'd say on the field, I kind of have my own persona where I try to be like the coolest guy around, the flyest guy who like I feel like I'm the best at everything. And then off the field, I feel like I'm a little more shy into myself, more like just quiet. But then when I'm on the field, that whole persona comes out. I'm on a different level.
Which version of you are your teammates more surprised to meet? What shocks them more?
I feel like when they see me in the classroom, I'm kind of like my quiet, shy self. That surprises them compared to me on the field.
I like that though. I like that. Like I told you, man, I've really done some deep diving on you. Found out a lot about you. You are a pretty serious football player. Got a lot of D1 offers. I'm curious. The work that you put in with football. It's a different game, but obviously athleticism kind of plays no matter what you're doing.
hmm
What was it with football that you put in that kind of helped you with baseball now?
Kind of all like my speed work and like the agility that played in the football and kind of just like the overall movements that we would do. But along with that, I feel like the mentality almost of where when I was playing football, I just loved to go hit people, and I feel like that put me in that mode for baseball where when I step in that box, I'm ready to go get that pitcher, and so it really translated a lot.
That attack single track mindset is really kind of an underrated thing. I love that. You mentioned it, man. The speed drills. You're a big dude, 6'4", 215 is what you're listed at. But I mean, you're a tall fella. No matter, I mean, even if it's 6'3", 6'5", you're still growing. I saw a couple 60-yard dash times. I wanted to ask you about
Uh
6.33 at 6'4", 215. Are you for real?
huh. Yes, sir. Uh
Did you slip some money to the guy running the clock or what?
Now I got to give all the credit to my trainers. This guy Jagger Rasconi and Tommy Costello. I do all my speed training with them, and we've kind of just been super consistent over the past 2 years of always getting it in. Make sure I'm really quick and agile.
What? So can you walk me through some of that? Is it a track work or like weighted sleds or like any kind of specific drills that you could shout them out for?
It's a lot of like explosiveness. Like we'll do short, quick sprints. I'll do some like weighted jumps and hurdle jumps, all that type of stuff.
Oh,
Right, trying to be as explosive as possible.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear that. Just kind of while we're on the subject of your skills, scouts, myself included, love the big power. I've
Right.
read some numbers here. Batting practice EVs at and over 100 miles per hour. I've seen people say top of the scale raw power more times than I can count researching. I think what's more impressive to me, though, buddy, is the swing. It's a really short path direct to the ball. You've got a really good concept of the barrel to be so young and to have such long levers. You use them really effectively to get to that power. My question about that specifically is whenever you watch back video, like you're watching yourself swing, what's
Mhm.
the one thing you're happiest with? And then what's the thing that you may be trying to adjust still?
I'd say what I'm happiest with is when I see I'm just like staying on plane and staying through the ball. I don't like watching my swing much because I feel like the more I look at it, the more like nitpicky I'm gonna get, and it kind of just throws me off a little bit. But when I see myself really pulling off, is where I start to like really pay attention to that and be like, oh, I don't like that swing.
Okay. So keeping that in mind, like when you're pulling off, you want to stay really direct to it and go through the ball.
Mhm.
How do you adjust that in batting practice versus like a live at bat in the middle of a game? Do you have any certain mentalities that you're at with that?
Yeah, I've kind of developed this saying with my hitting coach Jagger Visconi, just like ride the line, which is just thinking like keep my hands on like that chalk line so I can stay direct and up through the middle and I'm not pulling off. And I've kind of been just recently thinking about that when I swing.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So last year for Chaminade, you were on base at a silly clip, 535 OBP.
Yes, sir.
I I have to again tell the folks at home, you are 6'4", 215 as a high school senior. And as a junior, you were on base half the time, 535, more than half the time. What's your baseline for your approach in the box? You said it just a minute ago. You want to stay on the line, ride the line. Talk more about that kind of approach when you're in the box, though.
Well, going off just like even what my dad's been telling me since I was a little kid, like if the ball is anywhere on that white of the plate, like I can smash it. So kind of just having the like mindset in the back of my head, like if it's over there, I'm gonna go hit it, and kind of being aggressive to get my pitch early in the count. Like I'm always looking for that fastball over the plate. Like even the first pitch, I'm going no matter what. If I see if I see my pitch, so kind of just getting my fastball and trying to leave all the junk that's low and away that's not in the zone. I'm hunting my fastball. That's kind of been my approach.
That's cool. Hey, I like it. Any kind of discipline behind that selectivity? You said I want the fastball. I don't care when it comes in the count. I'm looking for the fastball.
Mhm.
Is it something where you're maybe working on tracking those balls that are kind of lower or breaking balls specifically, or is it just I know I can do the most damage on a fastball? That's what I want.
Yeah, I've kind of known I can do the most damage on any fastball in the zone. So I've been working on just tracking pitches, leaving the off speed. But also, if I see the shapes of any curveball or slider that's going to be in the zone, I'm also going to try and bang it too.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Let's kind of dive a little deeper into that. Let's say you're at like let's say a 1-2 count with a
Mhm.
runner on late in the game. What's your mentality and how do you try to balance that kind of I want this power to play right here. I can drive in a run right here. And then you also want to just make sure you put the ball in play and let your runner do what he's going to do. What's your
Mhm.
mentality there too in that specific situation?
In that specific situation, I'm kind of just being trying to be on time as on time as possible, being ready for the fastball, but then seeing the shape of anything. Like if I see the shape of a curveball, I'm gonna adjust and stay back for it. But my goal is to always be on time, so I'm ready for everything.
I love it. Be on time. Hard to argue with that.
Yes, sir.
So you told me just a minute ago you do see yourself as an outfielder, and I think that's great. Obviously, you have a lot of musculature. You're still very projectable at 6'4", 215. I mean, you could add muscle even yet. In the outfield, over the last let's say the last year, can you think of any specific defensive plays you've made that really encapsulate the sort of outfielder you want to be defensively?
I'd say at my scout league all-star game this past month or so, there was a ball hit right like directly behind me, like it was going right over my head, and I kind of had to run, and it was fading, so I had to like switch, like turn my head, like last second. I kind of caught it on the run, and that was kind of one of my favorite plays I've had recently, where I was just going back, being an athlete, kind of brought me back to like my football playing days,
Oh
where I just
yeah,
get it.
right over the shoulder. What position do you play in football?
I played tight end, DN, and the receiver.
I was gonna say you had to have been a tight end. I was curious defense if they'd have put you at DN, some kind of like edge rusher. That's disgusting. I love that. Uh, so you kind of brought it up a minute ago. You've been busy. You've been really busy. Had some big time events going lately. You just got, or I'm not sure if you're home yet from Jupiter. I know you just spent a lot of time in Jupiter.
Mhm.
I was curious. Can you tell me about the best at bat you had there, and maybe the worst at bat you had there, and why those were so memorable?
I'd say the worst at bat came first. I
Really?
was going lefty lefty, and I would chase 3 sliders away. And the very next at bat, which was my favorite at bat, it wasn't even a hit. I saw the lefty again. I took 2 sliders that were away that I swung at the first at bat. I fouled off a fastball, and I fouled off a slider that was in the zone. So it was 2-2. And then he threw me a fastball away, and I hit it to the warning track. The guy like ran and caught it off the wall. And I'd say that was my favorite at bat because it just was my adjustment. And I was happy that, I was laying off the off speed and I got to my pitch.
Yeah, man. That's got to feel so good too. Like just later in the same game, second AB, you make the adjustment kind of on the fly. You tell yourself, look, I'm going to ride this line. I'm going to look for my pitch. I'm going to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Definitely.
literally what you just said coming into play. I love that.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
in general, the experience in Jupiter, what was it like to play that competition and, enjoy that time there in Florida?
It was fun, but it was intense. Every arm was like 92 to 95,
Mm.
so it was just a different level of competition. And it kind of opened my eyes to like what I would be seeing all the time if I went to play college baseball, pro baseball. But it is fun. It's fun playing against guys that are really good because I want to be at their level and better. So that's who I got to play against. I got to play the best to be the best.
Well said, sir. A wise man once said, "To be the man, you got to beat the man."
Yeah.
So let's shout out some of your teammates. I love getting you guys to do this to talk about the guys that lift you up, whether that's from Jupiter, whether that's from the PG All American game in San Diego. We talked about some other stuff you were doing here recently, or from
Mhm.
Chaminade. From your high school. Just whoever fits the question best. Let's shout them out. Let's get them some love too. Uh,
I wanna shout out my friend Ethan Price. He plays at my rival high school,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
train with him all the time, and he's kind of like one of the most inspiring people. He kind of always keeps me up and motivates me to keep going. He's like my workout partner too. So,
Okay. So Ethan, you said he keeps the motivation high.
oh yeah.
All right, I love that. Shout you out, Ethan. If you're listening at home, shout you out, dog. Let's say this. What about a teammate who sets the tone for the entire team, whether it's on the field, in the locker room, in the dugout? Who is it that you can think of that you played with recently that sets the tone high and keeps it there for the game?
Um, I'd say a teammate I play with on my team, Alpha Prime, Trey Ebel. He's kind of always had that energy, and he's always like set the standard, and he's going out ready to play, and he's always got the energy with him, and it kind of just set the standard always.
Love it. I know we just shouted out Ethan, but I'm going to ask you a similar question. Name a teammate that's the best hype man you got and why. Who is it that could get me to run through a brick wall?
My teammate at Chaminade, Cody Clark, he's the number one hype man. He's kind of always riled up off an energy drink, just ready to go.
That kind of guy. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's always jacked up.
Oh yeah.
What does an on-field leader look like to you? And then do you think you're a good team leader and why?
I'd say an on-field leader is someone who's always at the same level. Like they never get too high, they never get too low. They're steady-headed, and they're someone that's going to always go out there and be a competitor, not someone who's going to give up or not someone who's going to try and do too much. But they're just always going to go out and compete and get the job done.
I love it. Where do you think you fall on that standard? Do you think you make for a good team leader?
Oh yeah, definitely. Back at Chaminade, my goal is to just stay level-headed the whole time. And if people are struggling, I want to bring them up. And if I'm struggling, I'm gonna go out there and compete my best and show my teammates that how much the game means to me, and
I
just
love it.
carry everybody on.
I love it, man. I love it. So let's talk about college. You brought it up a minute ago. The level of play is going to be a little bit higher, but that's a challenge you're ready for. Let's not lie about it. You're clearly a guy who's ready to see himself lifted to that level.
Yes, sir.
Oregon specifically. What is it that drew you to Oregon, and what was that deciding factor for you to commit to play in Eugene?
So when I went out to Oregon, I got to watch one of their scrimmages, and the level of competition there and the intensity of how they practiced and they played was just at a different level than all the other schools I got to go to. And that's all credit to their coaches for just the environment they created, Coach Waz and Coach Martyr, and just how intense they were and how focused they were on their work. And that just showed me a different level of coaching and dedication.
I love to hear it. Your conversations with Coach Waz, Coach Marty, you brought them up, Coach Hinkle. I don't know how much you've had to discuss with Hink or what, but those conversations. What have those conversations with you been like specifically?
I've had a bunch of good conversations with Coach Waz. I've seen him at all like the events, area code. I got to talk to him a lot, but I've talked to Coach Martyr the most, and he's just a fanatic about hitting. Like he loves hitting. So I just love the passion he has and like trying to help me with my swing and how much he wants to improve all his players. And I just loved it.
That's awesome. Oregon, 5 straight years of reaching regional play. That's got to be exciting for you to think about putting yourself in those shoes too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's literally the highest possible level. Getting close to it for sure. What do you picture that jump as being like? We talked about it. And you said it is obviously a big jump in the competition level, but from high school and then like travel or PG tournaments to like every day, my life is studying and baseball at Eugene. Like, what would be the most exciting thing about that, and what would be the thing you may be the most nervous about?
I'd say it's just going to be exciting to just be a college baseball player, get to live that life, and just always be worried about who I'm gonna play and like what I'm gonna do in the game, and that's just gonna be exciting to live that life. I'd probably worry about just managing like the school load and baseball because, I probably get lost in like how much I want to be good at baseball there, and so school might slip away. But just staying focused on both would probably be a challenge.
Yeah, man, I got to tell you, staying focused is a huge thing. I recommend you do that. I was not a college baseball player and found myself letting my studies slip. So I won't let you know. This isn't the time and place for me to tell you what I was doing. It's certainly not the place on the public podcast. Anyway, uh, let's move on though. So scouts think that you could be a professional outfielder, a pro baseball player. They love, like I said earlier, you've got serious power potential. People just harp on it, and it's for good reason. How much thought have you given towards the MLB draft and a long-term future in baseball?
I mean, I've given a lot of thought. It's been like my dream since I was a little kid, and that's definitely something I want to do in the future. So yeah, I've definitely given a bunch of thoughts about it, and it's something I want to do.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're putting thought to it. Obviously, you were talking about this season, your senior season. It's a big time. Whether it's going to be preparing to go to Eugene, preparing for pro ball between now and next summer, it's critical for your baseball journey. If you had to list one single thing that you most want to improve between now and next summer, what would that be?
I would say my arm and how hard I throw from the outfield. I'd say that's the biggest thing I want to improve.
What are you working on specifically to improve that?
I've been working on just like my mechanics, backspinning the baseball more, so I get better, just ride in
Yeah.
my throws, and just strengthening and stretching out my arm just to improve it. Get it better every day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. I don't know if you've seen any of my interviews, Zay, but I really like to do a round of this or that questions. Very loosey goosey, very easy going, just to let the people at home get to know the man behind all the swag and the drip a little better, if that's okay.
Definitely.
All right, man. Here we go. Pizza or tacos?
I'm gonna go tacos.
All right, hit me with the ideal taco.
I go steak, a little cilantro, a little onion, and just a little pico, and that's it.
Hit it. Give me 3 of them. All right, Zay. Summer or winter, and why?
Winter. I don't like the bearing heat as much. I kind of like the cold, and it's just a vibey time of the year. Also,
You live in a weird place for that, buddy.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's all right. That's all right. Favorite holiday and why?
I'd say Thanksgiving because I love to eat.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I love it when I get dudes that love to eat because then we can really mix it up. But let's say this. If you had to make an ideal Thanksgiving plate right now, just an unlimited kitchen, what's your plate look like at Thanksgiving?
Oh, it's going. I got ham in the center. I got mac and cheese,
Oh,
the yams, and mashed potatoes. That's what I'm going with.
bro, let's go. Okay, love it. All right, pregame playlist, hype or chill?
It's definitely chill. I got a lot of like Drake and Party Next Door. I'm trying to just be
Okay. I was going to ask you what you've been listening to lately. Is there any certain song that you've been really vibing with?
Not really. I just added this song to my playlist, "Ain't No Fun" by Kaylin Two For Real. I like that song. It's pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to check that out. All right, favorite junk food or cheat day treat? And since you're a foodie, give me 3 of them.
All right, so I got an underrated one. Domino's lava cake.
Oh my gosh, what a deep cut. Oh my gosh.
That one's really good. I'll get a Pizookie from BJ's, which is a restaurant out here.
Uh-huh.
And I'd say just like some plain vanilla ice cream.
What is a Pizookie?
It's a cookie, like in like a pizza, like I don't know, like a circle, and they put ice cream on top.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a cookie in a skillet with ice cream on top.
Zay, I am picking up. You've got a sweet tooth, my guy.
Yeah, I do.
I can't say nothing. I'm feeling you. All right, best candy.
I gotta go the rainbow airhead thing.
Okay. All right. I didn't expect airhead there. Okay. All-time favorite video game and why?
I gotta say NBA 2K20 because I was just on that game with my friends all day.
Yeah.
During quarantine, I just would not get off.
I love it. Which player or players do you model your game after and why?
I'd say again, Jaren Duran and Lawrence Butler because they're both lefties. I feel like Lawrence Butler is really swaggy, and then Jaren Duran kind of goes all out when he plays, and I want a mix of both.
Really, he really does. That's a great way to think about Jaren for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Wrapping up, got 2 more questions for you. Let's think about some younger players, guys, whether they're still 10, 12, maybe even a year or 2 younger than you, who are looking at you right now and they're saying, "Man, Zay's got the commit to Oregon. Zay's getting looked at for the draft. I want to be where he's at so bad." What advice would you give those kids?
I would say to believe in yourself and always be who you are, because there's always going to be outside voices and people trying to tell you like you're not going to be good, you're not going to be this or that, and your mind is really the only thing stopping you. And if you really believe it, you can do it if you put the work in and you put the time in to do it.
Yeah, man. Love that. All right, last question, bro. For any fans, any scouts, any team executives, anybody in 20 years that may be watching this after you've gone and done some crazy stuff, they're like, "I want to see this man when he was young." Anybody who may be looking back, seeing this, fans, scouts, team execs, whoever, how do you want them to remember Zay Hearn in one single sentence?
A hard worker who gives it his all and is himself.
I love it. That's awesome, bro. If there's one thing I think we've learned about Zay Hearn, he is himself. He believes in himself. And frankly, the ceiling is very high for this young guy. He's got the confidence, and I'm ready to see him put it all together in his senior year. Zay, I normally have people shout out themselves, but I'm going to ask you an additional shout out where they can find you on your social, but I need you to plug Moneyline as well.
You can find me on Instagram at IsaiahHearn_, and you can find MoneyWay, my clothing brand, at MoneyWayOfficial_ on Instagram.
Man, I gotta say about MoneyWay one more time. I went and looked at the stuff today. I was trying to cop something. Man, you ain't got nothing in size Drew. I didn't see nothing in more than XL.
I can update the sizes. Just let me know.
I'll let you know, bro, for sure. Yes, guys, if you're interested in anything more from me, then you can find me on the Twitter machine at Drew is okay. Find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at the same place. And of course, you can find all of our work at prospectslive.com. A membership starts as low as $5 a month for all of the best lists, tools, tricks, tips, articles, and more for your baseball fanaticism. Whether it's from fantasy to the MLB draft to collecting cards, we got it. And we got it locked at prospectslive.com. Be sure to also check out College Baseball Now, the podcast I'm hosting about college baseball and the MLB draft. When we will be back, we know that you'll be locked in with us, Zay. We know you're going to kill it this year, man, and we're cheering for you at Prospects Live, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, bro. See you soon.
See you soon.